Well, good morning. Our scripture passage for Sunday, March the 22nd, will be from John chapter 11, verses 1 through 45. It is the story of the raising of Lazarus. We'll share this version of the story from the Revised Standard Version, our Pew Bibles here at the First Presbyterian Church of Merchantville. Now, a certain man was ill, Lazarus of Bethany, the village of Mary and her sister Martha. Mary was the one who anointed the Lord with perfume and wiped his feet with her hair. Her brother Lazarus was ill. So the sisters sent a message to Jesus, "Lord, he whom you love is ill." But when Jesus heard it, he said, "This illness does not lead to death. Rather, it is for God's glory, so that the Son of Man may be glorified through it." Accordingly, though Jesus loved Martha and her sister and Lazarus, after having heard that Lazarus was ill, he stayed 2 days longer in the place where he was. Then after this he said to the disciples, "Let us go to Judea again." The disciples said to him, "Rabbi, the Jews were just now trying to stone you, and are you going there again?" Jesus answered, "Are there not 12 hours of daylight? Those who walk during the day do not stumble, because they see the light of this world. But those who walk at night stumble, because the light is not in them." After saying this, Jesus told them, "Our friend Lazarus has fallen asleep, but I'm going there to awaken him." The disciples said to him, "Lord, if he's fallen asleep, he will be all right." Jesus, however, had been speaking about his death, because they thought he was referring merely to sleep. Then Jesus told them plainly, "Lazarus is dead. For your sake I am glad I was not there, so that you may believe. But let us go to him." Thomas, who is called the Twin, said to his fellow disciples, "Let us go also, that we may die with him." When Jesus arrived, he found that Lazarus had already been in the tomb 4 days. Now Bethany was near Jerusalem, some 2 miles away, and many of the Jews had come to Martha and Mary to console them about their brother. When Martha heard that Jesus was coming, she went and met him, while Mary stayed at home. Martha said to Jesus, "Lord, if you had been here, my brother would not have died. But even now I know that God will give you whatever you ask of him." Jesus said of her, "Your brother will rise again." Martha said to him, "I know that he will rise again in the resurrection on the last day." Jesus said to her, "I am the resurrection and the life. Those who believe in me, even though they die, will live. And everyone who lives and believes in me will never die. Do you believe this?" She said to him, "Yes, Lord, I believe that you are the Messiah, the Son of God, the one coming into the world." When she had said this, she went back and called her sister Mary and told her privately, "The teacher is here and is calling for you." And when Mary heard it, she got up quickly and went to him. Now Jesus had not yet come to the village, but was still at the place where Martha had met him. The Jews who were with Mary, consoling her, saw Mary get up quickly and go out. They followed her because they thought she was going to the tomb to weep there. When Mary came where Jesus was and saw him, she knelt at his feet and said to him, "Lord, if you had been here, my brother would not have died." When Jesus saw her weeping, and the Jews who came with her also weeping, he was greatly disturbed in spirit and deeply moved. He said, "Where have you laid him?" They said to him, "Lord, come and see." Jesus began to weep. So the Jews said, "See how he loved him." But some of them said, "Could not he who opened the eyes of the blind man have kept this man from dying?" Then Jesus, again greatly disturbed, came to the tomb. It was a cave, and a stone was lying against it. Jesus said, "Take away the stone." Martha, the sister of the dead man, said to him, Lord, already there is a stench, because he has been dead 4 days. Jesus said to her, Did I not tell you that if you believed, you would see the glory of God? So they took away the stone. And Jesus looked upward and said, Father, I thank you for having saved me, for having heard me. I knew that you always hear me, but I have said this for the sake of the crowd standing here, so that they may believe that you sent me. When he had said this, he cried out in a loud voice, Lazarus, come out! The dead man came out, his hands and feet bound with strips of cloth, and his face wrapped in a cloth. Jesus said to him, Unbind him and let him go. Many of the Jews, therefore, who had come with Mary and had seen what Jesus did, believed in him. Now, let us share this story as it was translated into English at the time of Shakespeare, as we share from the King James Version. Now a certain man was sick, named Lazarus of Bethany, the town of Mary and her sister Martha. It was that Mary which anointed the Lord with ointment and wiped his feet with her hair, whose brother Lazarus was sick. Therefore his sisters sent unto him, saying, Lord, behold, he whom thou lovest is sick. When Jesus heard that, he said, The sickness is not unto death, but for the glory of God, that the Son of God might be glorified thereby. Now Jesus loved Martha and her sister and Lazarus. When he had heard, therefore, that he was sick, he abode 2 days still in the same place where he was. Then after that saith he to his disciples, Let us go into Judea again. His disciples say unto him, Master, the Jews of late sought to stone thee, and goest thou thither again? Jesus answered, Are there not 12 hours in the day? If any man walk in the day, he stumbleth not, because he seeth the light of this world. But if a man walk in the night, he stumbleth, because there is no light in him. These things said he, and after that he saith unto them, Our friend Lazarus sleepeth, but I go that I may awake him out of sleep. Then said his disciples, Lord, if he sleep, he shall do well. Howbeit Jesus spake of his death, but they thought that he had spoken of taking the rest in sleep. Then said Jesus unto them plainly, Lazarus is dead. And I am glad for your sakes that I was not there, to the intent ye may believe. Nevertheless, let us go unto him. Then said Thomas, which is called Didymus, unto his fellow disciples, Let us also go, that we may die with him. Then when Jesus came, he found that he had lain in the grave 4 days already. Now Bethany was nigh unto Jerusalem, about 15 furlongs off. And many of the Jews came to Martha and Mary to comfort them concerning their brother. Then Martha, as soon as she heard that Jesus was coming, went and met him, but Mary was still in the house. Then said Martha unto Jesus, Lord, if thou hadst been here, my brother had not died. But I know that even now, whatsoever thou wilt ask of God, God will give it thee. Jesus saith unto her, Thy brother shall rise again. Martha saith unto him, I know that he shall rise again in the resurrection at the last day. Jesus said unto her, I am the resurrection and the life. He that believeth in me, though he were dead, yet shall he live. And whosoever liveth and believeth in me shall never die. Believest thou this? She saith unto him, Yea, Lord, I believe that thou art the Christ, the Son of God, which should come into the world. And when she had so said, she went her way, and called Mary her sister secretly, saying, the Master is come, and calleth for thee. As soon as she heard that, she arose quickly and came unto him. Now Jesus was not yet come into the town, but was in that place where Martha met him. The Jews then, which were with her in the house, and comforted her, when they saw Mary, that she rose up hastily, and went out, followed her, saying, She goeth unto the grave to weep there. Then when Mary was come where Jesus was, and saw him, she fell down at his feet, saying unto him, Lord, if thou hadst been here, my brother had not died. When Jesus therefore saw her weeping, and the Jews also weeping, which came with her, he groaned in the spirit, and was troubled, and said, Where have ye laid him? They said unto him, Lord, come and see. Jesus wept. Then said the Jews, Behold, how he loved him. And some of them said, Could not this man, which opened the eyes of the blind, have caused that even this man should not have died? Jesus therefore, again groaning in himself, cometh to the grave. It was a cave, and a stone lay upon it. Jesus said, Take ye away the stone. Martha, the sister of him that was dead, saith unto him, Lord, by this time he stinketh, for he has been dead 4 days. Jesus saith unto her, Said I not unto thee that if thou wouldst believe, thou shouldest see the glory of God? Then they took away the stone from the place where the dead was laid. And Jesus lifted up his eyes and said, Father, I thank thee that thou hast heard me. And I knew that thou hearest me always, but because of the people which stand by, I said it, that they may believe that thou hast sent me. And when he thus had spoken, he cried out in a loud voice, Lazarus, come forth. And he that was dead came forth, bound hand and foot with grave clothes, and his face was bound about with a napkin. Jesus saith unto him, Loose him, and let him go. Then many of the Jews which came to Mary, and had seen the things which Jesus did, believed on him. And then we turn to how the pirates might tell this story. There be one man a suffering from ill health, name a Lazarus, from Bethany, home of Mary and her sis Martha. 'Twas Mary who slathered the Lord with balm, and her locks did she use to mop his feet, her brother Lazarus being ill. His sisters sent out a call, saying, Captain, look, the one ye love be plagued. When Jesus heard this, he said, This affliction shan't be ended in death, but for the glory of God, so that the Son of God might be showing off his might. Old Jesus had a right fondness for Martha and her sister, and Lazarus, 'tis true. When he heard the news of the fellow's ill health, he stayed put in the same spot for 2 days. Then after that he spoke to his crew, Let's sail to Judea again. His scurvy crew say to him, Captain, the Jews afore now tried to make ye walk the plank. Will ye be venturing there again? Jesus be answering them, Ain't there 12 hours in this here day? If any scallywag be walking during the day, they won't be stumbling, 'cause they's seeing the light of this world. If a scallywag strolls in the night, they'll trip up sure as a cannon, for there's no glimmer of light in 'em. Avast there, me hearties, I spoke these words, and then I be telling 'em our matey Lazarus be sleeping, but I'm off to wake him from his slumber. Then his mate said, Captain, if he sleeps, he'll fare well. Yet Jesus spoke of his doom. Yet the mates thought he spoke of finding some ease in slumber. Then Jesus said to them, plain and clear, Lazarus be done for. Aye, I'm glad I was not there, else ye would never have believed. But now let us go and be meeting him. Then said Thomas, aye, known as Didymus, to his mates, let us hoist flag and go, that we may pass on with him. Then when Jesus showed, he found that he'd been in the grave for 4 days by then. Now Bethany was right near Jerusalem, a good 15 leagues off. Many of the Jews sailed to Martha and Mary to give them solace regarding their brother. Then Martha, soon as she heard the news of Jesus arriving, went and encountered him, but Mary stayed put in the abode. Then Martha cried, Jesus, Captain, if you're been here, me brother never be dead. Or I know, even now, whatever ye be requesting of the Almighty, he'll be giving it to thee. Jesus shouts to her, your brother be rising again. Martha proclaimed to him, I've heard tell you'll rise again with the resurrection come last day. Jesus said to her, I be the resurrection and the life. Them what believe in me, though they be dead, will still live on. I've asked ye, mateys, whoever choose to live and have faith in me shall never perish. Do you believe that to be true? She says to him, Aye, Captain, I believe ye be the Christ, the Son of God, come to this world. Matey, once she said that, she set sail and went all hush-hush to me sister Mary, saying, The captain here, and he's looking for you. As soon as she heard tell of that, she sprung herself up sharp, like, and made sail for him. 'Tweren't no Jesus round the town, yet he were still in the same spot where Martha found him. The scallywags with her in the house, who comforted her when they saw Mary, beheld her rise up sharp like and take off, and after her they went shouting, She's off to the graveyard to shed a few tears. When Mary came across Jesus and set eyes on him, she fell to her knees and said to him, Captain, if you had been here, my brother would not have passed. When Jesus spotted her there bawling and the other Jews had started crying, his anger was up, and he let out an awful groan. Where'd you stow him away, mateys? He roared. We told the captain, they replied. He must come and see for himself. Jesus swabbed the deck with salty teardrops. Then them scallywags said, Blimey, look like he loves him. Surely this man who could give sight to the blind could have kept our mate here with us, some cried. Jesus cursed himself and set out for the grave, which was a cave, and the entrance was sealed by a giant stone. Ye scallywags, Jesus said, heave away that stone. Martha, the sister of him that were dead, be saying to him, Captain, by this time he'd be stinking, for he'd been dead 4 days. Jesus told her, didn't I say to you, if you would believe, ye would behold God's glory? Then they took away the boulder from the spot where the corpse was lain, and Jesus cast his eyes skyward and spoke, Father, I be thanking ye for hearing me. And I knew that ye hear me always, but for the people standing by, I say it so they'll believe ye sent me. Ahoy, ye scurvy dogs, listen up. He yelled out with a mighty roar, Time for Lazarus to come out of their grave. And out come him, dead no more. Hands and feet all bound up in chains of cloth, and his face tucked in a rag. Jesus said to him, Free him, up, let him go. Then many of the Jews that sailed to Mary's port saw the things that Jesus did, and so give him their belief. And finally, from the Message, a contemporary English version given to us from Eugene Peterson. A man was sick, Lazarus of Bethany, the town of Mary and her sister Martha. This was the same Mary who massaged the Lord's feet with aromatic oils and then wiped them with her hair. It was her brother Lazarus who was sick. So the sisters sent word to Jesus, "Master, the one you love so very much is sick." When Jesus got the message, he said, "This sickness is not fatal. It'll become an occasion to show God's glory by glorifying God's Son." Jesus loved Martha and her sister and Lazarus, but oddly, when he heard that Lazarus was sick, he stayed on where he was for 2 more days. After the 2 days, he went back to his disciples. "Let's go back to Judea." They said, "Lord, you can't do that. The Jews are out to kill him, are out to kill you, and you're going back?" Jesus replied, "Are there not 12 hours of sunlight? Anyone who walks in daylight doesn't stumble because there's plenty of light from the sun. Walking at night, he might very well stumble because he can't see where he's going." He said these things and then announced, "Our friend Lazarus has fallen asleep. I'm going to wake him up." The disciples said, "Master, if he's gone to sleep, he'll get a good rest and wake up feeling fine." Jesus was talking about death, while his disciples thought he was talking about taking a nap. Then Jesus became explicit. "Lazarus died, and I'm glad for your sakes that I wasn't there. You're about to be given new grounds for believing. Now, let's go to him." That's when Thomas, the one called the twin, said to his companions, "Come along, we might as well die with him." When Jesus finally got there, he found Lazarus already 4 days dead. Bethany was near Jerusalem, only a couple miles away, and many of the Jews were visiting Martha and Mary, sympathizing with them over their brother. Martha heard Jesus was coming and went out to meet him. Mary remained in the house. Martha said, "Master, if you'd been here, my brother wouldn't have died. Even now I know that whatever you ask God, he will give you." Jesus said, "Your brother will be raised up." Martha said, "I know that he will be raised up in the resurrection at the end of time." You don't have to wait for the end. I am, right now, resurrection and life. The one who believes in me, even though he or she dies, will live. And everyone who lives believing in me does not ultimately die at all. Do you believe this? "Yes, Master. All along I have believed that you are the Messiah, the Son of God, who comes into the world." After saying this, she went to her sister Mary and whispered in her ear, "The teacher is here and is asking for you." The moment she heard that, she jumped up and ran out to him. Jesus had not yet entered the town, but was still at the place where Martha had met him. When her sympathizing Jewish friends saw Mary run off, they followed her, thinking she was on her way to the tomb to weep there. Mary came to where Jesus was waiting and fell at his feet, saying, "Master, if only you had been here, my brother would not have died." When Jesus saw her sobbing and the Jews with her sobbing, a deep anger welled up inside him. He said, "Where did you put him?" "Master, come and see," they said. Now Jesus wept. The Jews said, "Look how deeply he loved him." Others among them said, "Well, if he loved him so much, why didn't he do something to keep him from dying? After all, he opened the eyes of a blind man." Then Jesus, the anger again welling up within him, arrived at the tomb. It was a simple cave in the hillside with a slab of stone laid against it. Jesus said, "Remove the stone." The sister of the dead man, Martha, said, "Master, by this time there's a stench. He's been dead 4 days." Jesus looked her in the eye. "Didn't I tell you that if you believed, you would see the glory of God?" Then to the others, "Go ahead, take away the stone." They removed the stone. Jesus raised his eyes to heaven and prayed, "Father, I'm grateful that you have listened to me. I know you always do listen, but on account of this crowd standing here, I've spoken so that they might believe that you sent me." Then he said, "Lazarus, come out." And he came out, a cadaver, wrapped from head to toe and with a kerchief over his face. Jesus told them, "Unwrap him and let him loose." This was a turnaround for many of the Jews who were with Mary. They saw what Jesus did and believed in him. I pray you take these words with you as the week progresses. May the story of the raising of Lazarus renew in you the hope, the sure hope we have in Christ Jesus, that we all shall rise again. Peace and God bless. This is Pastor Peter.